Hey everybody, welcome back to the last Coach's Corner Crew podcast for 2025. Since we didn't get to wish all of you a Merry Christmas, it's been a busy time for everybody, of all our crew members. We hope everybody had a Merry Christmas for you and your families and enjoyed everything. And since it's Tuesday night, the December 30th, we're one few hours away from New Year's Eve, so we're going to wish everybody a Happy New Year. I'm here in the Brockman office, the Corner Crew office tonight. It's a little after 7 o'clock, here by myself tonight. Just all of our men have been busy doing things and getting ready for the new year with different things they're preoccupied in. And I think Old Huffy's bowling tonight. I think Brandon's down at Switzerland County, seeing the Wildcat boys team play. I know Travis had some stuff going on last night, and Wes did also. And Rob, I don't know, Rob probably not reffing right now, but he'll be getting back into that as soon as it gets past the new year. So I'm kind of on my own tonight and just going to get you caught up on what's been going on and with Franklin County sports, and adjusted my microphone here a little bit. Everybody, make sure I'm not shouting at you. June always says sometimes I got the microphone turned up too loud. But anyway, like I said, last time we talked to you, it was right before Thanksgiving. And it was just at the beginning of boys basketball season and wrestling season, and girls basketball was just a few weeks underway. Had a lot happened since then for the good old Wildcats. We'll get you caught up on some of that, as well as also what's been going on with the college football and the pro football. And we even got a special wish list that I'll do here at the end of the show for our Corner Crew members. It's a little Santa Claus Baby New Year wish list for them. So we'll go ahead and get started.
Yeah.
First, wish a happy birthday. Today is, of course, the 30th. First birthday for my granddaughter, Arwen Cooprider. Happy first birthday to you. Got to see her on FaceTime earlier this evening. Friend of our show, and Hope was thinking about giving him a call, but I think they were playing in basketball tournament action for East Central. Steve Kreider, if I'm not wrong, should I say his age? Happy 56th birthday to you, my friend, and hope to see you into the new year. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get started here so I don't take up all your time. I'll keep the show a little shorter tonight. But get you caught up first on some stuff for the Franklin County basketball. Girls season's moving right along, of course, since we last talked to you. Just checked the records because we really didn't have we had one home game that I worked here in December. The rest of the games were away. And the girls just got done participating this weekend at a tournament at Newcastle at the big field house. So I'm sure that was exciting for the ladies. I know it didn't go so well for them. They had to play Newcastle in the opening game, and then your reward for losing a tough game to Newcastle is playing Oldenburg Academy again, who got beat in their opening game. And they're good, folks. I know they've got a heck of a record. Coach Disbro always doing a good job since he took over there at Oldenburg for the ladies program. Franklin County had played them a week or so right before Christmas and was playing a little bit injured. I think Ruby Singer was injured for that game and really gave them a good game. But hey, Oldenburg's tough. And they played well and was able to defeat the Wildcats in game 2 of that tournament in Newcastle. And I think that makes the Wildcat record, 7-7. Now we got some home games coming up. They're back in action this Saturday night at Wildcat Gym versus, I think, Triton Central. It's the second part of a boys-girls doubleheader. So we're going to get right back in action at Wildcat Gym this Saturday after a little bit of a layoff. Girls then got, I wrote some notes down, but I don't know if I wrote that down. They've got Rushville then Tuesday night at the gym. Rushville Lions coming over, Lady Lions. So, hey, the Lady Wildcats are back in action. And they've been fun for me to personally watch this year as for their parents and the fans of the girls team. You know, they're scrapping, they're learning new roles. You heard Kyle Van Meter talk about some of that on our last podcast. And I just think they're a scrappy team that hangs in there with each other, takes the highs with the highs and the lows with the lows. If they can keep battling like that, I think they're going to end their season on a good note and hopefully get to have a good sectional at our gym. That's going to be exciting. Looking forward to that at the beginning of February. So anyway, Lady Wildcats, about 500 record right now. Got about 6 or 7 regular season games to go, then into tournament action. So Kyle and Michael and Dylan and Abby keep working away with them girls. Parents keep cheering and supporting them. And I think they're going to have a strong finish, and they're going to be a lot of fun to watch in the sectional. As far as boys' season, they hadn't, getting my Pepsi Cola here. They hadn't got started. They were just about ready to start when we talked to Mark on the interview at the last podcast. Well, you know, they've got their season underway. They were playing tonight down at Switzerland County, or late this afternoon. I think their tip-off was about 4. They went 1-1 yesterday in their tournament action, and it probably meant they only played one game today. So I haven't heard from Brandon on what went down there, what the action was or scores. But it's been a little bit of a rough start for the boys. A little bit similar to last year, where a lot of tight scores right in the beginning. Play here, play there, shot here, shot there. A few good comebacks that fell just short. But they had a heck of a win on the 20th at the Wildcat Gym. I didn't get to do that game. Thank you, Danny, for jumping in there and doing a great job announcing, PAing. And they pulled off a great win against Greensburg. And that's always a hard game there. Anytime you can get a win over the Greensburg Pirates, you've done something. And I think the Route boy hit a 3 at the end to win it. From what I heard recap of the game, I think it was a low-scoring game. Might have been like 42-39. Hard-fought game, scrappy. Good win for the Wildcats. That was their opening win. So Mark knows how a season is. There's no reason for me to patronize and say, hang in there. He knows that better than anybody. It's not no sprint. It's not a 3-game schedule. It's about just plugging away, getting through injuries. And they've went through injuries too already, limited their bench some. But, you know, just keep plugging away, getting that first win and now second win under their belt. It's going to help them. They got tough game on Saturday. Good old Oldenburg Academy boys team. They'll come into Wildcat Gym ready to play. That JV action's going to start at noon with the varsity about 1:30. So Wildcats getting right back in the thick of things. And they got a lot of home games in January. So get forward to getting back and watching some basketball. Didn't get to see much in December. So good luck, Wildcat boys. And now a quick recap on what's been exciting December for the ladies and boys wrestling team. First, a little bit about the boys team, because they've been in action today and tomorrow at the traditional, I think I saw maybe on Spartan Athletics, which I subscribe to, 53rd maybe annual Spartan Classics, one of the biggest traditional wrestling tournaments in the state of Indiana. Went to it back when we were in high school and we'd watch some of our friends wrestle. I think one year when Doug Dieters might have been a sophomore before Franklin County started when he was with Brookville, I think we snuck up and watched him wrestle. Shoot, sorry, Doug, I'm showing our age. That might have been all the way back in like 1989. But that is a tournament that just brings in lots and lots of teams from all over the state. Top-notch competition. I used to laugh that people had their picnic baskets, their water jugs, their pillows, their blankets. It looked like sort of a place that you go to where you got to spend the night as like a shelter or something because they're there all day because those are a lot of action going on. I think they usually have about 3 mats going in the early rounds, and it's an exciting thing. So good luck to the boys. They're going to do a good showing. They've already had a nice start to their season. They kept the trophy weekend. That was on the 20th also. They won their Bub Warshall Invitational at Brookville, and the boys are faring well. And Coach Justin, who came on our show last time, and all his staff are working hard with them. And I got to see the boys wrestle against Tri, and they did very well. They won that match that night, and that was exciting because I hadn't been to a wrestling match in quite a while. And also then, of course, let's get into the successful girls season, which has been going on. And I really thought the girls were wrestling that night against Tri, but they'd had sickness in the classes and the ranks. So the Brookville girls, I think, if I remember, only the Westerman girl wrestled, and she won. Very good wrestler, by the way. She won by a pin, with a pin, and the rest of the girls won by forfeit or elimination because they couldn't fill the classes. So I didn't get to really see them much that night. But then later, and it was history. It's funny, if you ever on Facebook follow Wildcat Wrestling, as well as Frank Guy girls basketball and boys basketball on Facebook. They all do a good job keeping you up to date with what's going on. Was the first for the ladies at the Wildcat Gym. That was on the 19th. Was the first EIAC Ladies Conference Championships held at our gym. Great job by Dustin Riley, Brandon, Jerry. I know Brad is preoccupied. Brad, our sympathies out there for your brother who passed away, Tony. Wonderful guy, former Greyhound. So Brad was preoccupied. But the staff did a great job. All the wrestling people and their families who helped out, get things set up. I got to go to it. It was a lot of fun. The EIAC conference, not all the conference teams were in it. Greensburg pretty much fielded mostly a whole team. South Dearborn, very strong team. We, of course, had our full team in it. Lawrenceburg had some good wrestlers. Connorsville had a pretty good showing. I think they made it to the championship match in a couple matches. And Rushville had some wrestlers in there. But our girls, I tell you what, they just really went after it. You could tell they were pumped up playing wrestling at the home gym in front of their family and their fans. And they just had a really good showing. Had a heck of a lot of ladies wrestling in the championship round. And it started to get really back and forth. I can't name all the champions. I know the young girl won. Kylie won. Westerman won. I think Sage was runner-up in hers at 135. I want to believe the Nichols girl, Brashear, won. I'm sorry, I'm probably missing. some. But anyway, South Dearborn was doing very well in the championship rounds also. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think it might have came down to that last match that Franklin County needed to win at the top division or the top weight class there. And Kylie won that in a pin over a Connorsville girl. And that was exciting. And I think that put us over the tops and allowed the girls to win the first ever EIAC Ladies Conference Championship. And that's something that can never be taken away from them. And what a first for ladies wrestling and for Franklin County ladies wrestling. So great job, gals. Great job, coaches. A lot of spirit there that night. It was fun to be there. And the girls have been training hard because their season, sadly, kind of has a quicker ending. They wrestle this Friday. And it's not anywhere real local. I know they got to get on their buses early. And their sectional is this Friday. So good luck, Lady Wildcats, and all the classifications, all the girls. Give it all you've got like you've been doing. Proud of your dedication. Good luck to you in the sectional. Hope to see every single one of you advance to the regional and thereon. So good luck, Lady Wildcats. And a while back, I put out a little thing on Facebook. Talking too much. Got to have a drink here. Lonely in here tonight. It's just me, Sammy, Terry, and pictures of our guys over here on the wall. It's kind of quiet here in the old Brockman office in the evenings. But I put out a little post on Facebook and didn't mean it to be all kumbaya or whatever. But I just watching a lot of the athletes. It takes me back to my coaching years. And, I think everybody's just got, even leaving out results of winning and losing. I think that everybody just is and should be really proud of these athletes. I think the behavior has been outstanding here in the winter sports. Good attitudes. I know the coaches are enjoying working with them, and that doesn't mean that every single day is a rainbow and sunshine, because it's just not that way in sports. But parents, you're doing a great job with these kids. The department that helps put on the events, they just do a great job. And the fan support, I think, really does wonderful support for Franklin County. So I just thought they need a little round of applause. So good job, Wildcats staff, parents, athletes. Proud that I'm a small part of being a part of that community. So anyway, for the area teams, I know Connorsville's had a good start. Try High School, who's new on our schedule this year. I was looking up their record the other day. They've had a good start to the season. Cameron City Lincoln, our friends in the north, Rodney Klein was in the other day. They're scrapping away as their season's moving along. I think they were something like maybe 3-4. Rodney said they had a busy week this week, making up for snow days. So good luck to the Golden Eagles of Cameron City Lincoln High School. Team that I was impressed with in some of their results and how they played against Franklin County was Old Rushville High School. Back, I think, under the third-year direction of the man, Kerry Brown. He's got them playing well. They're playing well in the EIAC conference, and they're a solid team. I think they're going to have a good season this year. By who the Wildcats have played, South Dearborn looked really good. They're a strong contender. My friend Steve Kreider and, of course, Sam and Ben Kreider all work on the East Central staff. I know they've had some tough games already, but those boys will keep working and scrapping and fighting. So the conference is going to be exciting basketball all year in the IAC conference for the boys. So that kind of catches us up on high school for now. It's got, we're at the tail end of the college football season. Our last podcast, we was so happy to have Doug Kuntz in with us. And Doug and he did a great job on the podcast. I should have, well, he's all the way in Brookfield tonight. He's not wanting to drive all the way back up when he's got to be at work tomorrow morning here at about 4. But we had a good insight with Huffy and Wes on the college football playoff that was still pending. Well, of course, all those teams got named. Controversy a little bit that Notre Dame was left out. Certain precedents that in college football, sometimes they can be a little inconsistent. Granted, we're all a little, I don't want to say burnt or jaded from the past, how it used to be where it was even more inconsistent. But hey, Notre Dame didn't make it. Miami did. They had a good win over Texas Tech in the wind game. So Mike Huff happy. That's for you. They play this upcoming there at, I think they're on New Year's Day. They're tomorrow, I think. And, oh gosh, they're the Ohio State game. So that's going to be a battle. Personally, kind of rooting for the U in that one. So, go U. I've got the helmet in here. It's over there on my shelf. Not a big Ohio State fan, but we've documented that. So we got Ohio State fans out there. Root for your team. Good luck to you. And then, of course, we hadn't seen you yet. The Indiana-Ohio State game, which was an awesome, hard-fought game. What a win for IU. Proud of you, Mike Huff, and all the Indiana fans who stuck by him all these years. We used to tease them and say, oh, what a nice little season they had if they might win 7 games. Mike always likes to let us guys know that. And what a year. Coach Signotti, and I like watching Indiana because they're very disciplined. They don't make a lot of mistakes. They're tough. They're fun to watch. But I tell you, I'm not a fan of them having to sit out about 3 weeks in between games. I just think that's something that's got to be changed. Any of us who've ever played a sport, coached a sport, you'd rather stay at it. 1 week's one way to one thing. Get maybe some guys who are injured back healthy, helps you out and stuff like that. I think that helped with like Surratt in that Indiana game. Great. I think he played in the Ohio State game, getting him healthy. But still, 3 or plus weeks, that's a long time. So Indiana playing Alabama, it was one of the controversial teams to get in. Of course, they got pedigree. I mean, you could always make an argument they can belong in that. Mike Reister, I know you're happy. Still a fan of the Alabama Crimson Tide. But anyway, they play Indiana. It's going to be a tough game in the Rose Bowl. 4 o'clock on New Year's Day. Going to have it on TV. I'm sorry, Julie. I'm going to have to, my fair wife, I'm going to have to call dibs on TV on that one. Going to have to watch Indiana and be rooting for them. And then, of course, the other game, Oregon, Texas Tech, Ole Miss, Georgia, all tough games. But come on, Indiana, get through that next round. I tell you, I think it's going to be a tough game for them. Alabama just coming off that win. Of course, there was a week in between there too. But I just hope they don't show much rust. I don't think their coach will allow them to have any rust because I think he's got his foot on the gas pedal at all times. There's no rest for the wicked. No breaks. No, if anything, he's worked them probably harder than they have all year. Kind of in the old Dick Vermeil way. The old story about Dick Vermeil and the 75 or 76 Rose Bowl with UCLA before he left and became Philadelphia Eagles coach. Little memory lane here for any sports fans of the past. And they play number 1 Ohio State, Woody Hayes, during his legendary Hall of Fame career. And they're heavily underdog. And Dick Vermeil basically goes back to two-a-days. The team's like, we were told we're going to have fun, which meant Disneyland or whatever was available in California. Lots of things back in the mid-'70s. Wasn't anything about that. It's two-a-days, team mutiny. Dick Vermeil threatening to go on Bruin Way and say he'll bring kids out of the student body who's going to work hard and represent UCLA. And by gosh, he worked his team hard, and they pulled off one of the biggest upsets at that time in the Rose Bowl. And then Dick Vermeil left. Then after that, became successful with Philadelphia Eagles, and of course, later a Super Bowl champion with St. Louis Rams, and then a good stint with Kansas City Chiefs. Wink Vermeil. Wink, we're thinking of here. So again, good luck. Indiana, I hope it goes better in the Rose Bowl, definitely, than it did in 1967, with old Harry Gonzo getting ran over by O.J. Simpson, and how that all went. But we got faith in you. Happy I got the helmet back here. And thinking of you tonight. Hope you're doing good in your bowling match down at Brookville Lanes, and winning some games, you and Steven and your teammate, Mr. Hobbs, there. So anyway, college season, a lot of excitement coming up, the New Year's tradition. You know, I'll tell you this little quick story, not to ramble on. Before I was a big college football fan growing up, I despised like New Year's Day. I didn't like watching the college football. I liked pros, didn't know much about college. Then finally I remember starting to get interested in Penn State, and I think I've mentioned how I became a Penn State fan back in them days. I always thought Joe Paterno looked a little bit like my dad. He always, my dad had jet black hair, pushed back, kind of like that. Of course, Dad was probably taller than Joe, and Joe definitely knew more football than my dad. His glasses were always dark. My dad wasn't Italian or anything like that, but they just reminded me of him. And I was like, oh, I kind of like that team. The plain jerseys, plain helmets. That's sort of how I became a Penn State fan. I remember watching them beat Georgia. And I'm sorry, that's not right. USC, it was like the year before. It was like the year before they won the national championship. And I was like, oh, I'm starting to get into this. And, you know, I'd always kind of knew about Notre Dame. Jerry Faust was coaching there then, and stuff, and knew of Joe Montana, and of course all the history of Notre Dame. But it wasn't like I was a big fan of it. That got me kind of going again on college football and starting to look forward to New Year's days. And then later had a lot of fun times watching them and getting together with friends and arguing, cheering, mad, all the elements that go with being a sports fan. False hopes, hoping your team might still have a chance at a national championship, knowing that you're probably going against a lot of odds. There was one good year where Doug Walter was home from the service, and he was passionate to us all, saying, hey, we have to be rooting for Florida State to win this game against Nebraska. And we were like, Doug, it doesn't matter. That's not going to help, because Notre Dame had beaten Florida. He goes, well, no, it's got to win. If Florida State beats Nebraska, Notre Dame will be national championship. And we were like, no, young fella. You got a lot of experience in the armed forces and how to lead men, but you got a lot to learn about the college football pick'em system back in them days. And me and Doug were right on that, by the way, because Florida State did win that year. Notre Dame had beaten them in one of the so-called game of the centuries. Sorry, getting a little hoarse. Calm down a little bit on my storytelling. And Notre Dame did not win the national championship. Doug Walter was crushed. A little naive for a soldier and a cadet at West Point. But that's the only thing he's ever been naive on. That guy's a great American. So anyway, good luck, Indiana. I'm going to leave it at that. Next time we're putting on a show, hopefully in mid-January, we hope that you're in the championship game or about to play in it. Got to see here that I got a Montana Grizzlies sweatshirt on. Thank you, Mike Huff. Thank you, Doug Kuntz, for getting me a North Dakota one. I'll wear that on one of the other. They've switched me over, folks. I've, like Rob Callen says, drinking the Kool-Aid. I've always liked Division II because I like the playoff system, but I just didn't really follow the teams. I was kind of like, okay, I know Montana's in whatever 1AA or this, and North Dakota State, and this team, Holy Cross or Lehigh, different teams. Montana State, which was Montana's kryptonite this year. Both of their losses came to them. I know the Lysings family, big fan of Montana. Schaefer boy from here in Connorsville, fine career there, playing for Montana. So I am supporting that. I have drank the Kool-Aid, Rob Callen. And tonight, wearing the Grizzlies, they did get beat by Montana State. Doug's North Dakota State got beat in an upset early in the first round. But maybe the next podcast I'll wear that one. And it'll make me sentimental for the Greyhounds. I can't see my jacket. They got them good green and gold colors, similar to what we had at old 80s BHS when we were a little more Kelly green. So anyway, sorry, Doug, about North Dakota State and Notre Dame. That didn't go so good for them. And now quickly on to the pro season. Week away from playoffs starting. Bengals out. Have played better the last few games. Got my helmet over there. I'm not even going to reach over and get it. Want to thank Joe Flacco for making some of the games exciting. Hope he stays with the Bengals, really. I made a couple of jokes that the Colts should have went out and tried to got him. It'd have been his third team for the year. But the way he played this year for the Browns, and I know he didn't have that stellar number with them, but the way he played with the Bengals, even playing hurt, they should have had about 3 more wins. They would have been in contention for a possible playoff spot. But hope springs eternal. Joe Burrow coming back, playing well, had one bad week there. I think he was just off that week. He just seemed like he was frustrated. The whole team was frustrated. They got the weapons. They got to improve the defense. I'm rough on Zach Taylor. I've never won a football game in my life. I never even won a pickup game out in the front yard of the Allen Homestead. I think my team always lost if I tried to coach them. But I think they've got to tighten up the strings on a lot of things. Definitely get the defense going. We know this. This isn't anything anybody that watches or listens to this show doesn't already know. I'll admit it's hurt to see the Colts have their fallback injuries catching up. Jones had such a good year at quarterback. Just really was rooting for that guy. And he was playing hurt, and then he got worse, even more injured. I hope he comes back. I hope that his injury doesn't be more extensive than what it seems. Obviously, there's contract issues with things like that, dealing with an injury. But it was interesting to see him get Phillip Rivers, and I sure do tip my hat. Phillip Rivers is a guy who it's not like I ever really rooted against him. And the year he was with the Colts, I rooted for him. But hey, I admire the guy coming out of retirement for about 4 years, 1 year away from being probably elected into the Hall of Fame. Coming out, some of his balls that he threw look like Joe Knapp back from the Minnesota Vikings and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, or no, he wasn't with Winnipeg. Sorry, that was Bud Grant's team. Or whatever Canadian team where he threw the ball without the laces and the ball is going all over the place. Some of his passes looked that way. His arm strength might have not been the best. But hey, Phillip Rivers, you come off a couch or that's a joke, by the way, couch, or whatever he was doing, coaching high school football, and jump back into the NFL and perform the way you did, makes me a fan of you. I'm giving my tipping my cap to you. I wish I had a Colts hat on right now on that. Rob Callen, your man did good. And so I'm sure, obviously, it's rumor is he's not starting the last game. They're going to start Riley Leonard, the Notre Dame fella, who probably played the last game on the road. Love Tyler Warren. I thought he was having a great year, especially when everybody was at Fred Taylor. The Colts just had a breakdown. At one time, they were playing the best ball of anybody in the NFL. Then things just started eroding. A couple tough losses, injuries set in. They just couldn't right the ship. But I hope they get a win in their last game and the season. I believe that'd make them 9-8. I'd hate to see them finish at 8-9 after the good start they had. So go Colts in the last game. Go Bengals in the last game. But as far as the rest of the league, I did jot down a few of the notes. The Patriots looking good, division champions. Travis, Bills had a rough game the other night. Tough one. One of them second half comebacks in the pouring down rain. Fell a point short. Josh Allen, I tell you, I always think it comes down, as much as the Bills try to get away from him having to carry the load with running game, I think it always comes down to his ability that he's still got to help him run the ball. They're the number one rushing team, I think, in the NFL. Number one rusher, I know that. So they're very fluent in that part of the game. But I think it comes down to him being that extra threat, even though he is a great passer. But the Bills are a little vulnerable, as once in a while they just can't get that offense to click. And the other night, nothing much was clicking in that rainstorm. The Eagles were strong in the first half and just was able to hold on. And they're a contender now. They've sort of righted their wrongs. They had a little getting away from maybe who they were there about mid-season. But they're going to be tough in the NFC to knock out. And the Bears, they got beat this week by the 49ers. 49ers are probably one of the most dangerous teams because they've been there. Shanahan, the coach, he's experienced, overcome injuries to Purdy and Mac Jones playing good. I think he was even banged up a little. They just know how to survive a long season. And sentimentally, hate to say this, being a Bengal fan, I've actually rooted for them. Of course, they were playing the Chiefs, my Chiefs. That's going to upset some of our listeners. They were so close in them Super Bowls to winning a couple of them. It's not like I ever got a lot of love for them. But hey, if they'd get there, I wouldn't mind rooting for them. For 49ers, I'm sorry, Rob Jewell and Bengal fans, I'm going against the grain a little. Bears have played hard. A lot of games they probably thought they shouldn't have. They're scrappy, well-coached, that Ben Jones. Kind of disappointing the Lions falling off this year. The one thing I'll mention, which I think it's got to be changed in football, I think they need to do away with divisions. Because when the Panthers and Bucks could probably possibly make and this happened a few years ago, a winning record, or no, not a winning record to make the playoffs, I'm not for that. They can take that division championship and put a big old who cares emblem by it. Because when you got teams with good records sitting out, as could happen with that Seahawks, 49ers, Rams division, one of those teams could be out possibly. And that's not right if you can't even get a winning record in a softer division. I think the Panthers will win and finish at 9-8. That's heart kind of breaking to see the Bucks fall apart. They were doing so well. It's because they got away from the creamsicle uniforms. Should have stuck with them. Baker Mayfield looking like Doug Williams out there wearing the old creamsicle and white. Got that helmet over here too. I feel like reaching over and getting it. Maybe I'll give you a good luck. But I don't like to see an 8-9 team in the playoffs over a team that's got 11 wins or something. Because that West NFC division with the Seahawks, the 49ers, and the Rams. Seahawks, I tell you, I like Sam Darnold. I think it was all a matter of him getting with the right team, and I thought he had that in Minnesota. Just a couple playoff losses, I think, hurt him there. I think he's in a great fit now with Seattle. And they're a team that's fun to root for. I don't follow him really that much, but I like him as quarterback. They got a good coach. And, they're a tough team. So they could be a little bit of a sleeper there. Sometimes a team like that's like, okay, they've had a nice regular season. They're going to get beat in the playoffs. Well, not really. Just don't know. So watch out. Seahawks in the spirit of Jim Zorn and Steve Largent. Later on, Russell Wilson and Richard Sherman and Beast Mode. Watch out. They might pull some magic out there. So two teams that's been fun to watch a little bit is the Never Fancy Style Chargers, Mike Huff's Chargers team, who he doesn't follow as loyal as he did. He's still their fan of them, but they don't do anything pretty. But they're right there. They had a tough loss the other day, but I still think they're going to be a tough out in the playoffs. I never thought much I'd be saying I wouldn't mind seeing the Broncos do something. I think Sean Payton's been great there. One of the rare coaches who was away for a while, came back in, and has really just blended back in well. Then Nick's at quarterback. They got good defense. They're fun to watch team. They're a fun team to watch. Jags, Texans. Shoot, I'm probably going against what I usually say. The Texans are that dangerous team that struggled. Now what? 8-game winning streak? Playing the best defense? About in the AFC? Jags playing great. Trevor Lawrence, good system there for him. He's a big son of a gun. Tell you what, him and that Colts game the other day, he's just a load to bring down. I like him. I admit, I like him. Steelers, Ravens in that division. That's train wreck city. Flip a coin there. Ravens look like they couldn't beat anybody 1 minute. Hang around. Steelers look like they've got it sewed up. Cleveland Browns back to bite somebody again. Old AFC North coming to play. Ugly win, but a win nonetheless up in the new dog pound against the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers probably upset him again. He gets upset a lot. One of these days, maybe he'll call on the show. Steve Kreider, who looks like Aaron Rodgers. Maybe, Steve, you're celebrating a birthday for Aaron Rodgers. It's funny. Aaron Rodgers is quite a bit younger than us. Old man in football. And yet again, he's probably 15 years younger. So you're not that old, Aaron Rodgers. I guess living in that hole with radio and China glasses down there helped you out, kept you young. So anyway, Steelers, Ravens, gonna battle it out at the end. Who's ever in that division gets in. I don't think they're going to be around long, but you never know. So football's got a lot. It was excitement coming up. Playoff time's exciting. Hope to get together with some of my friends, maybe the coaches' guys, get together and watch a game. We need to actually have a bowling night. We've been saying that. We got to get the Coaches Corner Crew's got to get together. Brandon's bowling. Rob is bowling after he was like, I don't know so much about this bowling. He's got a ball on a bag. I think it's his dad's ball. He got him a new bag and shoes. Travis won his brand new ball. He's still got to get it drilled. But that hook he throws, he's instant strike if he starts finding the right area. Old Blake Singer, friend of the show, he likes to jump in there and bowl. Huffy's bowling tonight. Wes has got him another new ball. We're all getting ready for our bowling state tournament in March. Kind of looking forward to that. We got a rookie with us this year, Stephen Huff, who's our NBA correspondent. We just haven't heard from him yet this year. So we need to get together, Coach's Corner crew, hit the lanes for a Sunday or Saturday afternoon, let Matt Davis at the Brookville Lanes get it set up for us, and just have a Coach's Corner crew grudge match. Really think we should advertise that on air, and all of you come down and root for your favorite members of the Corner crew. It'd be an exciting match. But again, we are a few hours away from New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, it's a subject that it's funny how people react. In some of my years, could have cared less about New Year's Eve. Other years, I couldn't get it here quick enough. We used to have back to bowling again. We used to have a Brockman bowling tournament on New Year's Eve day in the morning. Brookville Lanes, Rusty Bondissel would let us have it in the morning. I'd bring food in. We'd have some of our husbands and all of our workers here. We'd have like this 9-on-9 match, 18 guys bowling. And other years we might have 10, or we did it at Cedar Grove some with 8. Always was fun. Wish we could do that again. We just have aged a lot. A lot of our good men who bowled with us back in the day, Bill Charles, Mark Walters, Bill Miller, so many of the guys we had fun with, sadly no longer with us. But we used to have that on New Year's Eve day. And gosh, did I look forward to that. We had so much fun. It was 3 hours of just having a good time with guys who we worked with. And it was crazy. A lot of cussing, a lot of picking on each other. Lane captains, Rob Jewell and Mark Walters was lane captain. I think Doug was on one. I was on one. Carol Lanning, keeping him in line. Steve Bush, Jim Rock Hardy, Scott Hurdle, getting all loud, trying to intimidate. It's so much fun we had with that. So that's always going to be one of my great New Year's Eve memories. The St. Michael parties we had those years, when St. Michael's put on a big fundraiser, those were a blast. Back in the day, Cedar Grove would have a thing that had a breakfast at like 1 a.m. The Legions in town would have that. The Knights of Columbus. We held some parties. A few years I was sick. I remember one year I watched all the Planet of the Apes. That'd make my brother Mark Allen proud, that I was watching all the original Planet of the Apes on New Year's Eve because I had a head cold. And some years, New Year's Eve, you just want to get home and go to bed. But had a party one year that ended soon. I was like, crap, we're done with the party, and it's 11:15. But my buddy Sean Short showed up, and me and Sean went down to the Pioneer, and some of our friends down there, well, we had a good time hanging out with them, bringing in the new year. So New Year's is a lot of things. A lot of people, some don't think much of it. Some like to celebrate it big. Some just like to spend time with their families, play games, watch football. It's all good. So anyway, I hope you have a great New Year's Eve. But that's going to lead me now to our finish. I'm going to get finished up here. Get this show out to June. June's got a new episode on the June P show. Jump in there and watch that, folks. Give a little plug to our producer. Shelby is busy today with Arwen's birthday, but they're going to get our show out on the air probably at its traditional time on January 2nd at midnight. Get it at its usual time. Give you something to watch on the New Year's weekend when you're not watching football. And some Christmas/New Year's wishes whispered to me by Santa Claus. Special letter via E.W. Brockman. And a New Year's hopes for our Coach's Corner crew. Feel free to ever text our show or send something on the message on the Facebook or on my Facebook or on Rob's or Travis's or Mike's, Brandon's. Wes doesn't have Facebook, but chime in on any of this stuff if you ever want to. We'd love hearing from you. For Mike Huff, Christmas, past Christmas wish, post Christmas wish, and New Year's wish. 1, continued success for the Indiana Hoosier football team. We tease Mike, yeah. You know a lot about Indiana football. Well, the guy does. He remembers about Lee Corso, the Lee Corso show, the Cam Cameron years, the black uniforms, the more maroonish uniforms, the different scripts. Coach Rah, Coach Terry Hepner, different players that played there. That guy knows Indiana football history. Ted Kozlowski, Harry Gonzo. Gosh, I should have put the Harry Gonzo picture up tonight for Huffy. Nick, Jeffs, Blue 33, all that lore. O.J. Simpson running over him, the old quarterback. So for Huffy, New Year's and Christmas wish, an Indiana win and continued bowling success for your Tuesday night 3-man squad, which right now is upsetting a lot of teams in that Tuesday night league. Stephen Huff, Tim Hobbs, Mike Huff, Danny Calder, their sub. Turn a lot of heads in that league. Getting a little handicap, but there is continued success for that group. Mike Huff, along with Peace here at E.W. Brockman, that is our wish from Santa Claus and Baby New Year for you. For Westlake, some of it's already passed, but here it is. Hope for the Bengals to get their blank together. Toughen up. Zach Taylor, defense. Come on, Westlake. We all stick by you all the time. Give Wes a little hope for next year, for crying out loud. Let's have a good offseason, Bengals. That's my hope for Wes. Another thing, not my hope, Santa and Baby New Year. Wes, we got the Indiana State Bowling Tournament again. We had a podcast there last year. It was well viewed with Matt Davis, Brittany Travis Sherwood, Danny Selm, Mike Huff. Wes had the angel halo above his head. Turn back and watch that. I don't know if that was episode 5 or what that was. I think tonight's actually episode 16. So, Wes, bowling success for your Thursday night team, defending league champions. You've had some ups and downs. He's got a new ball. He's going to be a force to reckon with. And another thing, big numbers, my doubles partner this year in the Terre Haute Indiana State Bowling Tournament, first weekend of March. Wes, we all cashed in last year. Let's kick some backside in Terre Haute this year. So I'll try not to let you down either, partner. We're on team together. We don't know who our 5th is this year. Matt's had to switch the teams around a little bit. I know we got the rookie Stephen Huff in his first tournament action. And by the way, the Gig Marmozet tournament, jump subject here. The Gig Marmozet Striker 9 tournament held at Brookville Lanes was an awesome success, raising money for our good friend Gig. Gig, we're praying for you. I know he started his more intensive treatments now for his cancer. Gig, we're all love you. We're all rooting for you, X-Man, our old teammate, longtime friend. You got this, buddy. And that tournament was greatly. Participation was awesome. Camaraderie, fundraising efforts, Brookville Lanes' effort into it. Matt, Nicolette, Jeanette, everybody, the Eagles, all the friends. It was a wonderful thing. So if I didn't mention that prior, wonderful event to raise money for a good friend. So for Rob Cowan, obviously, if this was before Christmas, it was for the Colts to have a turnaround. Similar wish for you. Get the Colts righted for next year. But Rob, you got a lot yet to go this year. You got a lot of basketball to referee. We hope all that goes good for you. You got a Purdue basketball season. It's still in its infamy, sir. There's a Big Ten championship out there to defend. Possibly a good run in the NCAA. Enjoying season from the Boilermakers. I know the old number one ranking can be a snake bite sometime, but they're going to have a good season. They're always going to battle. Rob Cowan, he's going to follow them. He's going to give me results sometimes at a basketball game on what they're doing if I don't know. So I want I have nothing to do with this. Baby New Year, Santa, wish for Rob Cowan continued success refereeing, Colts turnaround for next year, and a successful Big Ten championship for the Purdue Boilermakers men's basketball team, women's team, any sport that Purdue is. So that's for you, Rob, our good friend. Oh, last but not we got a couple more. Travis Singer. This one's coming a little personal still for me too. How about a fine sectional run or a sectional championship by the Lady Wildcats? Now that's not just for you, my friend. That's for that ladies team and their coaches and all who support it. But I think Travis and Sarah and the whole family would get a big kick out of that. So that's a little wish from the mighty Santa Claus up north. And how about a New Year's wish from Baby New Year of a successful Buffalo Bills playoff run? Super Bowl possibly in it. Look at that, Travis. Travis loves the Bills. He's a Giants man too this year. Granted, it didn't go so good after their injuries. But the Blues Brothers, and if Travis could, he'd say it's a rematch of the Bills-Giants Super Bowl. It wouldn't have happened because of records. But Travis, how about a Bills fine run? That would be a great thing for you to start off the year. And get that bowling ball drilled. I want to see some more strikes down there like when you were my partner that night and we took it to old Steve Kreider and Mike Hupp. Should have had money on that game, by the way. Russ Thomas was going to bet on us. Brandon Cowan, the busy man, the coach. Well, yours falls a little in line with your dad's wishes, the wishes for your dad. Success on everything, Franklin County Athletic Department, because you're a vital part of working with it. Hard work. For me, I'll throw this in. Keep doing good on this bowling career. I haven't got to see you bowl. I heard he fires it right down the lane. My kind of bowler there, sir. Fire that sucker. Don't worry about the hook. Hit that head pin. Go for it. And along with a Purdue fine run, because he's a humongous Purdue fan also, how about some continued success in the 2026 for your golf team and your basketball teams that you're coaching, or whatever you may be coaching more by then. So continued success on your coaching career. I'm proud to see this young guy in the coaching. So that, for myself, I'm just happy to be here. Boy, so Santa, Baby New Year, give for me whatever you can. Hopefully it's health for all my family, happiness for all my friends, and good health. All of our workers here are good friends. All of you listeners and viewers. Just a good year for all of you, 2026. I think as we all get a little older, things, we've had to announce some passing away of some friends who sadly left us in 2026 from our class of 86 and other classes. Another one, good old high schooler, Bruce Rubush, just sadly passed. He's a couple years older. I knew Bruce well. Super nice guy at BHS. But I think it's just, I'm not holding a church session here in the Coach's Corner Crew office. But let's enjoy our time on this earth. Let's be thankful for what we got. Let's hope the best for our friends, for this great country too, for our service people, our police, our responders, for anybody that puts themselves out, for anybody that does for others. And for those who are a little misfortune, have it rough or fighting a battle, how about a good 2026 for you? That would be a fine wish from myself, for myself and for everybody, and from the Coach's Corner crew. So it's a quiet night here tonight at the office. I think I'm going to shut it down. We are right about an hour. Just clock is ticking away. We got our own version of the 3, 2, 1. I sound like I'm doing a soccer game. We're at an hour and 2 seconds. I'm going to shut it down. Get this to June. Thanks for giving me some of your time. Sorry it was just me tonight. We do have an upcoming episode, I hope, from Laurel Gymnasium, home of the Panthers, where I want to do a segment with Terry Turner, my brother-in-law. Someday, sure thing, I'd say Hall of Fame baseball coach, great career coaching, several different schools, and a Laurel High School grad. Proud alumni from there. Want to give you a tour around that gym with our remote equipment. And we'll keep you updated with that. I got to make some arrangements to get that set up. Then we're going to start working on the CYO episodes and get the regular guys back in and fill you in on what's currently going on. So I'm going to end now tonight with good luck, Wildcat boys, in your invitational and the rest of your season. Great luck to the girls. Best of luck, that girls team, them scrappers in the sectional. Congratulations on your successes. Girls basketball team, hang in there. Keep battling away. Winning record. Great sectional coming up. Boys team, you're going to be fine. Got a scrappy bunch of coaches, scrappy bunch of players. You're going to get it going, boys. Got a lot to look forward to. To the dance cats, the cheerleaders, the band, the FFA, the other clubs, this, student managers, this, grab a great athletic department workers, staff at Franklin County. Health and safety to you, all going well in the beginning of 2020 and all through 2026. And now finally to our listeners and viewers, thank you again for letting us have some of your time. I hope this show never bores you. You can always fast forward through it. I know it's not as exciting if I'm just here blowbagging for an hour, but we don't like to go too long without getting the show on air. And the schedules are just schedules. It's hard to coordinate, but we got some stuff coming up with other remote sites. Get you into Heaven Gym, BHS Gym, get you a fine tour of that wonderful historic facility. And just a lot of things we got coming up. So hang in there with us. Keep watching us. Keep listening. Spread the word. Get us some more viewers. Send us your comments. But above all, have a happy, safe, healthy new year. Good. All the best going into 2026. We hope to see and hear from all of you. And all the best for everybody. So I'm going to sign off. And thank everybody for listening. And we hope we'll see you again in January. We'll put the word out on where our next podcast is going to be and when it's going to be. And we'll catch you next time on the Coach's Corner Crew. Take care, everybody.